All right, and we're live. Hey everyone,
Oh,
thanks for coming to the show. This is Ian Belina. I'm your host, and today we have the pleasure of being joined by Arut, all the way from Dubai, and we'll be covering Phantom Wallet and how they're helping bank the unbanked. Welcome on the show, Arut. How are you?
hi everybody. I'm fine, thanks, and thank you very much for inviting. I've been waiting for a long time to be here. I think we can put some light on a on new fintech startup, which is all the way from Dubai.
Yeah, sounds good. So, first thing first, tell us about yourself. Who are you?
My name is Arutyun Nazaryan, and I'm the founder and CEO of Phantom Wallet and Bistox Exchange. Uh, Back from Uzbekistan, was born in Uzbekistan, finished the university in St. Petersburg, Russia. And I do remember how I moved to Dubai in 2012. Firstly, I started selling the online games, different kind of software. Then we created our own software for online gaming. It was back in 2014. This is the time when I first opened the cryptocurrency Bitcoin, actually, for the first time. It was quite interesting because one of my friends was owing me money, and instead of giving me the $500 that he owed me, he just gave me bitcoins, and I said, "Oh, okay, well, let's see what it is." And I just completely forgot about it
Wow,
until
interesting. So,
2017.
wow, so he paid you in Bitcoin, and he kind of got you into Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, the guy was smart. He's still smart, and unfortunately, well, we spoken a year ago, and unfortunately, he didn't go back in Bitcoin from then. He didn't buy any after. I just
Wow.
don't know why. Maybe it wasn't attractive back then. Well, but he did his move.
All right. I mean, the main thing is he got you into Bitcoin, and you're here now,
Well, this
right?
is
Building.
this is something that I have to say thank you, and I still thank him when I see him back in my country. Well, this is something which is incredible. It changes the life.
Okay, so tell us what happens after that.
Well, in 2017, me and my friend was sitting in my office. We were dealing with some foodstuff trading at the branch of our company. We were dealing with the foodstuff trading as well. And we just opened the Bloomberg News, chilling, drinking coffee. And he was saying, "Hey, did you hear about this Bitcoin thing?" And I said, "Yeah, I just read something about the mining and stuff." And he said, "Did you see the charts?" And I looked at the charts and I was like, "Man, I think I have some Bitcoin somewhere over there." I checked my recordings. I found the seed phrase. Well, bang, I'm into Bitcoin. Then I tried to find out what is the best way for people from Middle East to get into cryptocurrency. And this was the day when I started to think about my own platform, the exchange, the wallet, the payment gateway that will ease the access for the people from Middle East and Northern Africa to the cryptocurrency world. That's when it all started. And in 2018, we established a company which is called Morningstar Technologies in Dubai. And right after that, we established a company in Switzerland, which is called Bistox Exchange. The exchange will be launched somewhere in October this year. And the wallet is actually working, but will be live on App Store and Play Market like in a month or so. We're waiting for verification.
Okay, nice, nice. All right, well, I mean, we're very happy to have you here on the show. You also were part of the Crypto Family hosts in our Crypto World Tour event in Dubai, right? We had you as a panel and we also had you as a sponsor. But this video
Oh.
is not a sponsored video. This is just me just having a curiosity in terms of what you guys are building, right? Now, first thing first, right? So there's so many different wallets now, right? So why are you trying to build a new wallet again, right? What's the unique value of Phantom Wallet, and can you explain to people why you're so passionate about this?
Well, see, when we entered the market, and it was quite young, and I was thinking that after some time, a lot of entrepreneurs will start making different crazy ideas in the market in terms of wallets, investing, and trading. But what do we see now? I mean, I'm the advanced user, and you are, and most of your followers are that are watching us. So what do we do every day? If you want to buy some bitcoins, we're going to an exchange, buying a login password, and you're buying put in the credentials. If you're buying a lot of Bitcoins, then you have to make a bank transfer. It takes some time. Then you're finally getting your money on your platform. Then you're buying the coin that you want. In case you don't have the coin that you want, then you have to buy Bitcoin, transfer it to another exchange or maybe Tether, and then try to find the altcoin that you need, the digital asset that you need, right? So, and what after that? So you bought your asset, then you have to find a proper wallet where you can keep it until you would like to sell it. So most of the wallets have a purchase system, but it's limited to the regions. I mean, for example, all of the wallets are not allowing for the Middle East clients to purchase Bitcoins. It's just not allowed. I don't know why regulation still is not here.
Interesting. So can you say that Phantom Wallet is trying to target the Middle East and all the crypto regulations around that?
Well, this is our market. This is where we started. This is where I am from right now. I'm living here for 7 years, and I do really see the situation where we would like to disrupt the financial system in a good way, right? So where are we here now? There are a lot of money transmitters like Western Union, like UAE Exchange, like Al Ansari Exchange, and most of them are working with a system which is more than 100 years old, right? So we have a beautiful market. We have a beautiful blockchain technology that can be implemented into our everyday usage, right? So we can send the money to our beloved ones, to our relatives back home, because most of the people that are working here are expats. Imagine 5 million expats that don't know how to invest, don't know how to send money to their country except using the Western Union or other exchanges. There should be an alternative, right? And
Yes.
according to the data, the Middle East market, I'm talking about the KSA, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Oman, Bahrain, is the second biggest market in terms of money transfers. This is the last data that we've seen in 2019, the second biggest market, and we still don't have a big fintech startup that will be covering
Now,
this, which is held by big companies.
okay, so when you say it's the second biggest market, you mean in the whole world? It's the
In the
second.
whole world, after United States. It
Wow,
is the
that's impressive.
second biggest. Well,
I mean,
combining Middle East and Northern Africa, it is the second
yeah.
biggest market after United States.
I mean, lots of money over there.
Well, I think
Right?
so too. I think so too. That's why we decided that the normal user that has never been involved in cryptocurrency is asking himself, man, what is Bitcoin? How do I buy it? What if we will tell him that it's not an MLM, it's not a bubble, it's a technology which is backing the great value of a digital asset. And there are so many other really valuable digital assets that have future. And by the way, it is all combined in your phone. You can invest, you can trade, you can purchase, or you can send and receive payments. What if we will tell you that you don't have to go to the bank and receive the payment gateway? We can be your payment gateway, and you can sell stuff. What if
Okay.
your business activities can start from a click just by downloading in the app, using the API documentation, and here you go. You can accept payments, then you can pay your bills. Everything can be so easily converted from local currency to the cryptocurrency and back.
Interesting. Now, can you tell us more about the maybe limitations and the regulations and laws for crypto in the Middle East and North Africa?
Well, see, this is the thing. It is still kind of gray area. The ADGM, Abu Dhabi Financial Market, has revealed the regulation, but it is only about the cryptocurrency exchanges. But when we're talking about the wallets, well, we're not possessing the private keys, right? It's not with us. It's not on our servers. So actually, you are holding your funds, like in your wallet, actually, in your pocket. So that means that if we don't touch the funds of people, that means that actually we are working in the zone like e-markets, right? Because we don't touch the funds. What we do, we just getting the commission from the conversion or from the purchase. We have the PSP license, payment services provider. Definitely we'll be getting more and more regulative support. Definitely we'll be getting more licenses and activities to support our clients and to be more on the bright side. Definitely the customers won't be able to buy something more than $1,000 a day. Definitely there will be a KYC verification. It's a must. I mean, without the KYC verification, nobody won't be able even to purchase Bitcoins with a credit card. We do understand that. And we do also understand that we would like to serve only people that would like to share their information. We're not saying that this all information will be public. This information is for the regulators, because we don't want to sponsor anything shady. We don't want to be a bridge to something gray or something shady. We would like to be transparent. We're here for people that are looking for a new solution for their money.
Okay, very interesting. Very interesting. So, I mean, tell us, what do you guys have in terms of the roadmap, and what things are you currently working on? Anything you would like to share with the community?
Well, currently we're working with something interesting. See, we're adding some features to the wallet, like micro investing. See where it started. I'm from the poor family, and my mother barely could invest something. She wasn't able. Well, it was around 25 years ago, and it was hard to invest back then. And it's still really hard to invest for most of people, because they don't know how to make researches. They don't know how to pick the company, how to pick a proper broker, right? There are a lot of things, and there are also limitations. What if we will say that you could invest as small as you can, as small as a cup of coffee? What if we will say that we can give you enough analysis and scores to the projects where you can invest? What if we will say that you don't have to log into Binance, to wait in a queue, and to click like a crazy to your button to participate in IEO that will be finished in 3 seconds? What if we will say from your wallet, your petty cash? Let's call it a piggy bank. That's the working name, by the way, the piggy bank. What if you can invest like $2 a day, $1 a day? We do understand that it's a small amount here and now, but me and you, we know in the long run, it makes a huge difference. This is the whole idea. Try to give a score to upcoming opportunities. We will handpick the projects, and we will put them inside our wallet. This is called Spaceport, where people can just pick the project that they like along with a score and invest in it.
So basically, it's kind of like you have an IEO platform inside the wallet.
Inside the wallet, let's call it like this, but there will be no limitations. Like, I mean, definitely there will be a roof, but there will be no ground. If you would like to invest $2, let's make a pool from you and other guys and just make an investment. If you would like to invest in a regular company, in stocks, we will also would like to give this opportunity to invest your crypto to the stocks. Yeah, this is not something that will happen in a year, but we do understand that we need to do it. We also do understand that we need to help people to invest small amount of crypto for their future apartments, so they can create some kind of small saving accounts, several saving accounts for their child, college, for the apartment in the future, for the big things in the future that start from a small petty cash.
Okay, interesting. But so going back to what you guys are trying to do, right? So how do you differentiate yourselves in a very crowded space, right? Because the space is still crowded, right? Even though you're trying to have a narrow focus on the Middle East, right? What's the vision? How do you plan to really expand and get the awareness and the eyeballs, especially as we're getting out of this crypto winter?
No, that's a good question, actually. There are a lot of wallets, there are a lot of platforms, a lot of solutions. But what I see as a user, some of them are complicated and some of them has lack of features. What we're trying to do, we're trying to target the blue ocean, the market that has never been touched before, the market of a newbies, of people that were scared of crypto, the unbanked people. I mean, we're not trying to impress the guys that are in crypto from 2014. We're not trying to impress actually anybody. What we're trying to do, we're trying to make a simple bridge from a normal world to a nerdy world of cryptocurrency. We are speaking a very difficult language. We're speaking technology. We're speaking a lot of difficult words. I mean, that is all should be simplified in a normal application that will not differentiate from your banking application. It will be as simple as something that you've seen before. This is where we put our all bits at. because this is the way we want to get the rookies, the newbies, call them whatever you want. But I guess the beautiful technology needs to be more attractive for people that are scared of it. This is our
Okay.
main differentiation, and a lot of features, definitely.
All right. Now, are you guys doing are you guys raising equity? Are you guys doing a token sale?
Well, we never thought about making a token sale. We were thinking about raising an equity, because this is something that I think is helpful to the project. We're not looking just for investors or just for money. We're looking for investors that will be our partners, that will be helping us to go
I think
into
I may
this
have lost.
world. Hello?
Yes, yeah, okay. You're
Okay,
back, you're
great.
back.
Yeah,
Okay,
so we're not
now,
planning, in terms of
okay, so,
token sale, we're not thinking about the token sale. We're looking for investors that will be valuable asset to our project, because we do understand that this is the fintech world. This is the world of banking system. This is a world of money transmitter system. We have to be strong with our manpower, not only with money. That's why we are raising an equity. Well, at this stage, we will be raising an equity, definitely.
okay, now, let's kind of go off topic now. What's your take on Facebook Libra? Do you think it's going to disrupt most of the companies in the blockchain space?
Well, it's just my opinion. It's just my opinion, but let's get it to the point where most of the users of Facebook heard of Bitcoin from the news on Facebook, right? And most of them have heard about Bitcoin like a bubble, like something which is out of their thinking range, something which is scary, something which has a huge volatility, something where a lot of their friends lost their money because they entered at 17,000, 18,000, right? So now here comes the Mark Zuckerberg with his new coin, which is stable. So it's not supposed to jump, right? Nobody will make money of it, but still, right? And it's kind of legit, even though we are in a market of distributed ledger. We are looking for something that will be truly anonymous and independent. We do also consider investing in Facebook, because me and you, we know that there is some legitimacy, right? A lot of companies are backing them, when I guess should be a big thing, right? I
Hmm.
think it's going to be a big thing, but what I think also is that 80% of the projects in crypto space are going to be dead by the time when the Libra will be out in the market. We have to consider that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I definitely agree with that sentiment, right? It's kind of like, especially whenever I think from the date they announced the white paper to when they'll launch next year, it's going to be like the judgment day,
That's true.
right? For any
That's true.
project, for any blockchain project that was getting by on just barely doing anything, they're dead because now the real players that are in, right? The real players with the money and the connections, like Facebook, right, with 100 partnerships with Fortune 500 companies, are going to be dominating the space. So I think it's good because of the eyeballs, the awareness, right? The 2 billion people Facebook has access to. But
Hmm.
I do realize that it's going to be very tough to compete, right? So I
Oh,
mean, because even Facebook themselves, right, they're making their own wallet, right, called Calibra, right? So
yep.
what's your take on that, and how does that compare to Phantom Wallet?
Oh, this is the good question. And the good question is that, you know, that Facebook was selling the validating nodes and was getting the partnership in each and every region where it's supposed to be operated. And all of these partnerships already signed. Do you know that?
Yes. Yeah.
So Southeast Asia and Middle East didn't sign it.
Oh wow. Okay.
I mean, when I looked at this document, I said, okay, God, thank you. This is another chance. I have another year. I get it. This is the true sign. So we have
Yeah.
a room to grow. We have a room to grow. So by the time when they will be entering the market, at least we will be powerful. I hope so.
So pretty much they only signed partnerships where in America and Europe.
Well, United States, Europe are full in. I believe most of South America are in. I know that some part of Africa is in, and this is it. This is it. We know
Right.
that Russia is not going to be involved. We know that ex-USSR countries, the CIS countries, are not involved yet. I know it, and you know why. Uh, We know that Middle East is not covered and Southeast Asia. Even if the Libra will be starting from a new market, it will be definitely Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, huge markets, man. So they will be so busy expanding there, we will still have time here.
Okay, but it definitely does put the pressure on all the entrepreneurs out there, right, to
Of
really
course,
start
man.
building.
I would be
Okay.
scared on their place.
Yeah. Okay. Now we see you have quite the bookshelf back there. What's your
Oh
favorite
yeah.
book?
Well, the favorite one, I will tell you. The first book that I would like to give to my son. This is Richard Branson's book, and I know it's kind of well, it's not a business literature, right? It's not a business literature, but this is something that gives an attitude. It gives a drive. This book has given me the drive to do what I love the most, to understand my power, to understand that there are no limits in this world. I know it's a little bit more, I don't know, it's not documentary, right? It has a little bit cinematic inside, if you can say so. But this is something that you need to have a good start. There are a lot of other books that helped me after, like Robert Kiyosaki, great book, The Rich Dad and Poor Dad, and The Guide to Investing, the A students work for C students. This is something that will help you later on. And but the best thing that you could said also, you said that execution is everything. I mean, it's not like always reading. I don't read as often as I did before because I'm so busy implementing what I've learned from previous books. And this is very important. I mean, you can read as much as you want, but this is just reading. The moment when you start doing what you just learned from the book, it's Richard Branson, Kiyosaki, or whoever it is, it doesn't matter. Napoleon Hill. This is the moment where you start changing your life. This is something that most of people have to understand. That a lot of people are watching the publics that the entrepreneur or CEO is reading like 100 books a year. That's right, but it doesn't mean that you have to make 100. Make 20, but use them. Well,
Yes.
this is something
Yeah,
that
that's
people
that's
don't
key,
say.
right? Yeah, I feel like too many people become academics, so stuck in a theory, right? They become bookworms. And it's good to read books, right? Because for me, I'm trying to average 2 books a month, but you still have to, right? Because sometimes I'll go through a book, then I'll go 2 months without reading anything because I'm busy executing,
No,
right?
that's
And,
true.
and then I'll come back and read, right? So great book. I'll put that on my list. I'll try to check that out on Audible, right? Richard Branson, screw it, let's do it.
Mhm.
Now, in terms of getting people into crypto, right? Any books you recommend? I'm seeing you have Andreas Antonopoulos, The Internet of Money.
Okay. Yeah. Well, this is something that you have start from, definitely. Well, this is the second volume. It has also the first volume. It's not here. It's at home. Well, but we are in 2019. If someone would like to enter the crypto space, guys, don't lose your time. Reading books is good, but at the beginning, use YouTube. There are a lot of really nice blogs that are explaining everything. This is something that most of newbies have to start from. This is something that helps to fast track the study of cryptocurrency and the blockchain space, because it will bring to some cases, it will bring to the companies where you can just learn some more, because these books are so fundamental, but the real execution of cryptocurrency projects and cryptocurrency industry and blockchain industry is different. You know it. You've seen it many times. Most of the books are very idealistic, but the real
Oh,
market
way
is not.
too idealistic. Way too idealistic.
Yeah,
Now,
and this is something that rookies should know.
now, speaking of that, so we do have that question from the audience, right? One person is saying we must preserve decentralization and say no to big tech, right? So this is in regards to Facebook and Libra, right? What's your take on decentralization? Do you think it's a pipe dream? Do you think it's realistic?
Mm, it would be realistic if we wouldn't be so happy when Facebook came up with the idea of their own coin. I was happy. You were happy. Everybody were happy. So whatever we were believing at has the light. I mean, we just found the appreciations, the acceptance. We said, damn, it was good. Finally, people understood that what we are working on is not crazy. We are not just stupid hackers. Damn, that's right. You see, that's what I was telling. See, and I don't think it's going to happen that big tech companies will be out of the game. Actually, the game will be run by them. I mean, the only way to be decentralized and use Bitcoin. There's no
Yeah,
way to be decentralized.
yeah. I mean, so me personally, when I learned about crypto and Bitcoin and blockchain, I fell in love with the whole notion of, hey, people can transact with each other peer to peer with no middleman, right? And this is all decentralized. But after being in this space for almost 3 years now, I've come to a point where I don't really care, to be honest. Right?
That's true.
As an investor now, right? I think this comes from a quote from Gary Vee. He says, "Don't romanticize how you make your money. Like basically, don't fall in love with how you make your money, because the way you make it can change, right? Things evolve. You have to adapt, right? Those people who romanticize with, hey, I want to do things the old way, right? They don't adapt and they end up becoming extinct, right?
True.
So when it comes to being decentralized, I feel you have all these people who may have been early in crypto, right? Maybe they're anarchists or libertarians or whatever, and they join crypto to really kill the government, right? To break governments and have no governments, which is a fine idea. I definitely respect it, but it's not really realistic. I don't
You know
think
what? We can compare it to the easiest way to compare it. Let's remember the NWA and all their songs and albums. It was underground. The rap music was underground. And people were thinking that the rap music is mostly for the black people. It's
Yeah.
2019, and every girl out there, 14 years, 13 years old, is listening to rap music. I mean, done. You can't do anything. Once it's popularized, done. It is obvious. It is run by big companies. It Every company has reputation and stuff, and you can control it. Actually, I mean, when it's controlled by big companies, because even small companies will start to grow. Well, this is part of the game. You don't know where the Coinbase will be like in a year or two, but we know where Coinbase were like a couple of years back. I mean, would you think that the Coinbase will grow that way?
Oh man, I mean, I wish I had Coinbase back then. I mean, Coinbase is really the biggest company in crypto. People say it's Binance, but I think
No.
it's Coinbase because Coinbase has a cleaner history so far in terms of regulation, right? Binance has kind of
Well,
been,
yeah, they're still in the gray market. They still are in the gray area. So they are not onboarding US customers anymore. Actually,
yeah,
they're
they've
just
changed that now.
they've changed it now. And Coinbase is not doing it. I mean, the United States is the biggest crypto market. Nobody can say anything about it. It's the biggest crypto market. United States has more traders in crypto space than any other country. So Coinbase is some kind of like a leader, which is always going to be there. In fact, this is the first company which supported Libra.
Yeah, yeah.
So man,
So I feel
one more
like
can we say?
anybody building a company in the blockchain, you can't really ignore the U.S. Yes, regulation is tough, but I
True.
mean, if you win in the U.S., you get a big piece of the pie.
True. If you win there, you can win everywhere. I mean,
Yeah,
this is a true story.
and now kind of going back to the to my earlier statement, right? I feel like decentralization is almost a fantasy. I mean, I think it's good, but to think that we'll have full, true decentralization with no regulation, right? I mean, I've learned this myself, right, from being an advisor to an investor to a DEX that was trying to
Mhm.
go after the same thing, right? And that ended up
Yeah, I do
total fail,
remember.
a total failure. I won't discuss on here, but I've kind of seen these idealistic entrepreneurs trying to almost build like the next Silk Road, almost, right? Something
Hmm.
like that. I mean, we've seen that story before, right? And the government comes in and shuts things down, no matter what, right? Sure, people say freedom of speech or whatever, but at the end of the day, if it's breaking laws, they're still gonna close things down.
Yeah, when you meet the company which is claiming to be idealistic about decentralization, just ask them several questions. The first question: are you guys planning to grow? Okay, so if you're planning to grow, are you planning to be a millionaire? Okay, when you're planning to be a millionaire, are you planning to pay taxes? So if it's not, then I know what's going to happen with your company, man. That's that's simple.
Yeah. I mean, basically, I should have listened to your advice then. Okay, so speaking of that, though, right? So, how do you evaluate projects in the blockchain space, right? How do you differentiate between what's real and what's not? Besides
Oh,
that question you just said.
well, we speak about we speak about the logic. This was the logic way. Like you're writing down the path of a company. What would you do on on their side? If you were them, what would you do? And if you look to their roadmap and you're not fascinated by their plans and roadmap, I mean, you should be, wow, this is something that I couldn't even imagine. This is number one. And or it should be fundamental, and you should say, oh yeah, this is actually great. This is something that nobody did. If nothing like that is happening, when you read the plan, when you talk to the founders, nothing's going to happen. Number two is the business is made by people. You know it, I know it, everybody know it. The business is not automated, even if people say so. It always being done by people, because entrepreneurs, the crazy people like us, are driven by crazy ideas, making crazy moves that people couldn't even imagine, and disrupting the market. Getting into the market like, I don't know, like a world star, and nobody was even expected that. So if entrepreneur doesn't have it, then how he's supposed to grow his company?
Yeah,
It could be
yeah,
CEO. It shouldn't be founder. It could be a CEO. I mean, the manager, the managing director, call it whatever you want it, the guy who leads the team. If he doesn't have passion, well, the project is ruined. And number three is you have to understand, is this going to be okay with the regulators? We do also understand that you are an innovator in the blockchain space, so you don't have to follow up with regulations always, because regulations should come to you. You are innovation, you are innovator, you're creating something new. There are no regulations, we do know it, but there is also a logic which is saying, oh, they will never buy it. If you feel it with your guts that regulation will never buy it, red flag. Just don't invest.
yeah.
Listen to your guts. That's the most
Right.
common advice, I
Um,
believe.
Thank you, everybody, for all the comments and questions. I see Solo is in the building, good friend of mine. Thank you, Cryptonomy, as well. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. Right, I'm definitely asking the questions to Arut. Right, we asked questions about Facebook. Uh, let's see if there are any other questions here. Okay, so it seems people are getting very jaded from the market crypto went through the last 1 year, right? Especially now with projects changing terms on investors so
Mhm.
often, right? So it makes it even tougher for the real entrepreneurs trying to build something, right? To raise funds. So what's your take on that, and in terms of where things are going with IEOs, with and how private sales are basically dying?
Okay, I'm going to say something which is going to blow your mind, but I have to say it. I will not mention the project name. I can't do that. Well, I wasn't signing NDA. I just can't do it to them. But I will say the project had an IEO on several platforms. And I was shocked. I was like, how did you guys manage to raise funds? I'm here right now. I don't have an idea where to start from in terms of raising funds. But you guys raised on several platforms on IEO, and you're just, let's say, an exchange, right? How did it happen? And have to say thank you to the one of the founders who was honest, and he was saying, yo, just don't go to these exchanges and don't buy IEO package. It's just a total loss of money. We closed the IEO with our own money. We closed it with our own money.
What?
9 projects, just I will state it. And if somebody has something to say about it, take my contacts and I will argue with you. 9 projects out of 10. I'm not saying about superstar projects, right? So don't get me wrong. I'm talking about this regular projects. 9 projects out of 10 are closing their IEOs by themselves.
So they buy their own tokens with
They
bots or
buy
something.
Yes, they buying their own tokens with bots. Sometimes not even with bots. It just already agreed before the sale. It just already
Now,
agreed upon it before the
so
sale
this
that is going to be closed.
okay, so this is something that's happening with the companies, the blockchain IEO companies, without telling the exchange. They just go on the exchange and buy the tokens themselves, or the exchange knows about this and is kind of
Oh,
working.
definitely the exchange. Man, don't be fooled about it. Exchanges know about it. I mean, actually, this is one of the packages that are offered by exchanges. I'm not saying about all exchanges. Don't get
Wow.
me wrong.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
didn't. I didn't say names, but man, believe me, this is the package which is offered by a handshake from exchanges. I mean, you're just getting your hype. Man, this project was sold 2 seconds. Man, I need to get in. This is kind of logic they expecting from the future customers. So it gets listed. There is demand, not a huge offer, because most of the tokens are with founders, so they're selling it slowly to get their 2x, 3x, 5x, whatever x, and then market stabilizes where it should be. If they get their volume, if they get the proper market making company, then it goes in a normal way. I hope I didn't go that deep, but I hope it goes in a normal way. But in the beginning, all that games, which is called ICO, IEO, don't get me wrong, there were a lot of beautiful ICOs back then and IEOs also, but most of them, it just already getting ridiculous. Come on,
Wow.
like we used to have ICOs, every project was raising funds. Now we have IEOs, every second project. What is it? The new way of listing? I mean, because there is
Yeah.
no other listings anymore. Most of the
No.
projects are getting
Yeah.
listed from IEO. So guys, if you don't want to take money, direct money for the listing, and you're just taking money for the IEO, just be honest, say it out loud. You will be listed only if you will pay for IEO.
Yeah, I mean, because as somebody who's been working with lots of projects, right, we're seeing that trend as well, where the only way to get listed for the most part is through an IEO, and yeah, the exchanges force you to change terms for all the earlier investors, right, and it's come to a point where, I mean, I think they're killing the market. So I think this
100%.
IEO thing, I think it's here to stay, but I think this has to be cleaned up a lot, right? I mean, going back to what you mentioned, right, about exchanges and projects buying up their own tokens to pump the price, right? I mean, that's fraud. I mean,
Oh, it is. It
so
surely is.
somebody's gonna get screwed, right?
Well,
By
it will happen one day, of course. Definitely one day it will happen.
right, and I feel like, I mean, well, I mean, people are definitely posting comments saying they definitely agree with that sentiment, right? They feel like projects have been doing that. Um, I think that this is something that's big with the low tier exchanges, right? And I'm not so sure about the tier one exchanges, right? You know, the big ones, right? But
Yeah, yeah.
maybe,
We don't mention names, okay?
but so speaking of that, right? I was in Hong Kong once for actually this year for a blockchain conference, and I spoke with somebody who had an exchange, right?
Uh-huh.
This I won't mention names as you said, right? But it's a top 10 exchange on market cap, on coin market cap, right?
Whoa.
I'll just keep it at that. But it has all fake value, pretty
Oh.
much, right? But he basically showed me a chart, and this was probably the most perfect and most hilarious chart I've seen in crypto or outside of crypto. It was basically a stair ladder. It had like eight eight or nine green bars, right? Like just
Mhm.
going up gradually, and then one big red drop.
Oh. Oh, what a hit.
Yeah. Yeah, so he was showing it as saying, "Hey, look, this is what our market making does."
That's true. I mean,
And
see, that's the point. They're working in the spread, inside the spread between the buy and sell price. This is where they're making their wash trading. This is where the exchange is not losing money. So if you will enter the exchange, you will not see most of the orders below or upper than the bid and ask. So this is the way to see the wash trading. If most of the orders are inside the spread, then it's fake, guys. Don't buy it. It's fake.
yeah, yeah. Okay, somebody has a question here saying selling the ICX top. No, so I mean, I sold ICX gradually, right? Because ICO price. This is Icon for those who don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
This off topic to answer this question. So Icon, I was investing in Icon, and ICO was 20 cents. It went all the way up to $12. I sold gradually up. Then as it was going down, I also sold some, and I fully sold all my Icon, at least most of my Icon, at like $2.25. People thought I was crazy back then, right? But I mean, just had to get out. Right then, now Icon is what, at 30 cents, right? I mean, it's just it's just taking profits, right? I don't really view that as anything bad per se, right?
Well,
I just
you're working with your own money, so why not? I mean, I recently, I mean, not a financial advice, don't get me wrong. I bought Icon
not financial
recently.
advice.
Yeah, it's not a financial advice, but I bought Icon recently. I was selling Icon at $4. I thought it was
Well,
a good deal. I still think,
yeah,
and I bought it
but actually,
recently.
so speaking of Icon, right? I feel like so even projects like Icon, I feel like during the bull market, there was lots of, let's say, manipulation, right? Allegedly, right? Whether by maybe by other funds or other investors or whatever, or the market itself, right? But I think the 100x, I mean, yes, we'll take it, but I think that might have been pretty inorganic, right? Because ever since then, it's never really gone back, right? Because lots of other projects like Chainlink and Binance have risen in the bear market to come
Well,
back.
Binance is out of that list, man. Binance is out of that list. I mean, there is just a pure logic how it pumped. Uh, Me personally, I do really understand that this thing is going to drop. It's going to drop really hard. I mean, nothing goes up constantly. Nothing goes up infinitely. I mean, a lot of people like Changpeng Chao, right? A lot of people like Binance. I mean, they're in love with the project and with the coin. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying anything bad about it. I'm just saying that if we're saying about any inorganic growth, well, it's there. Even
Yeah.
it's logic, but there is nothing organic in it, and it's gonna drop. I do really believe in it, but it's not a financial advice. Again, it might hit $1,000. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong.
What, BNB, you're saying? Possibly?
Yeah. Well, of course. I mean, if the volumes will still be that high, it will be doing such a good work. I mean, they're doing a great job. Don't get me wrong. The whole Binance team, they're doing a great job. And the great job is about making BNB so active in their infrastructure. And until it will be really so active within their infrastructure, it will grow.
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, Binance is definitely doing a great job. I just think what they're doing, lots of projects could learn from, but I feel like what they're doing is a security token, right? If they're doing it as a security token, I think it will be legal, right? But I'm not so sure if that's gonna fly in the U.S., right? Which is why some people were even saying, right, when they launched their U.S. exchange, they probably
Mhm.
want this BNB on there.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And in terms of security tokens, do you know any token that you think is brilliant, which is already
Uh,
security?
right now, nothing at the moment, right? But as somebody who's been looking deeply into the security token space, all I can say is it's an exciting space, right?
It
And
is
I
great
just
space, but I think they didn't offer a proper business idea. There is still
yeah,
no proper business idea for security tokens. That's why it's still not a big thing.
okay. Now, speaking of exchanges, right? You're somebody who's also building an exchange, right?
Mhm.
So can you kind of tell us about that process, what it's like?
Well, see, the process of building an exchange is it's not tough in general, but it's tough when we're talking about the security, because either you have to make it fully full of security, or you have to make it how do you say it, transparent, right? So how can you make it? You can make it voucher based, so hold everything on the cold wallets, hold nothing on the hot wallets, so it will be full security. I mean, there's whatever just happen, what can happen, only man thing, right?
Mhm.
Only somebody just can steal your cold wallet from your office, but if you're using a custody services, then nothing's going to happen, in fact, right? So there's insurance and stuff. But you also have to understand that there are a lot of evangelists, anarchists, call it whatever you want it, which are claiming how this is not the full distributed ledger, this is not the blockchain anymore, so you have to do this, you have to do this. So you have to be somewhere in between always, to not to please everybody, but to be on a balance. The second thing is the regulation. I mean, getting a proper regulation where you can open a company bank account is really tough. I mean, the easiest way is to open a company in Estonia and try to get the bank account somewhere in the world, on Cayman Islands or in Costa Rica or somewhere else, and operate with your exchange. This is the cheapest way. But I wouldn't say that this is the most secure way, right? And the third part, which is, I believe, is the most important from my side, is user experience, right? Everything should be not simple, but intuitive. Right. That's why Binance went so massive, like after the launch, right? 2 years from the launch, and it's number one, right? That's why it is so massive. That's why Coinbase is so massive. I mean, the user experience is very important. And when you're building such a big platform full of small details, you have to understand that you should be careful building a team, because this team that you will be working a years from now and after. And after you build everything, there is the last thing, the market makers. Well, either you're establishing your own market making company, which is expensive in the beginning, but in the long term, it's really efficient, like price efficient. Or you're hiring market makers, and it is goddamn expensive. Well, people should consider that. I mean, having an exchange is all about the users. So making users comfortable will bring you more and more users.
Yeah, I mean, I could say it's even, as you said, right, about the volume, right? Because Binance, the user experience, I don't think it's that different from any other exchange, right? One thing I would say is the more I've met more people building exchanges, the more I've learned that the most exchanges on crypto are white label exchanges, meaning the tech is already built. You just put your logo on it, and the rest is just biz dev and marketing, right? And I met so many entrepreneurs just trying to buy exchanges through platforms. Actually, even at Consensus, right? There are platforms like Shift Market and others, and Alpha Point that give people already built exchanges. You just have to do the biz dev and the marketing. And I think it's both good and bad, right? It's good because entrepreneurs can now launch very quickly, but it's bad because anybody can launch very quickly, right? Now the space is getting
That's true.
even more crowded, right? But I think at the end of the day, though, the marketing and the business development is what will make things stand out, right? And I think that's what Binance has done very well, right? CZ has done
You
a
know
good
what?
job
About
being
the
in a.
white label exchanges, I have my own opinion. It's like what I call it. I mean, first of all, I don't know any white label exchange with its own logo and design that is successful. I just don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I just don't know that kind of exchange which is successful making money. And second thing, buying a white label exchange and marketing it like it's your own business, it's like renting a car and claiming it's your own.
Yeah,
It's never good.
well said.
It always can be taken.
Now, one thing though, I mean, they sure maybe someone making big amounts of money, right? Like Binance, but to them, if they're making a million or 10 million a year, that's still money to them. All right, that
Well,
means
that's right. That's right. Of course, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
But speaking of that, right? Because I know people got very angry with Hybrid Block, for example, last year, right? A
Oh.
project that
Are they live, by the way? Are they working?
I don't even know. I mean, people, haven't kept tabs on it, but there is like 40 million during the ICO bull market to
Mm-hmm.
just do a white label exchange. Right? They're telling people to be the Coinbase of Asia, but they just went to Alpha Point. Then I think they had issues with Alpha Point, and somebody saw that their website had private label stuff, and then after that, it kind of just crashed. Okay, thanks guys for the comments. People are saying this is a very good interview. If you guys like the interview, hit the thumbs up and reshare with your friends and community. We have a question. Somebody is saying, what's the question? He's saying CZ will not allow BNB to drop. Yeah, very true. Very true.
Yeah, it may be true. Yeah.
Okay, I missed somebody's question here. Okay, what do you reckon with IOU tokens offered in exchanges? I guess, do you think this is the next wave or trend?
I don't
Okay,
think so.
IOU, I think you mean like futures exchanges?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
I guess so.
I know HIT BTC does that, and that hasn't had the best reputation as an exchange in the crypto
Yeah, that's
space.
right. That's right.
So I'll
I
probably
don't think it
just
has a future. I don't think it has a future.
because somebody's asking about Telegram token. We can't really talk much about the token for Telegram, but I mean, I think yeah, if Telegram launches as well next year with Facebook, I mean, most of crypto, the crappy shitcoins are screwed. They're dead for
Yeah,
real.
and if I were Pavel Durov, I would be scared on his place because I mean, this is the main competition. I mean,
Yeah,
we do know that he didn't have a competition when he started his ICO. There was no competition. We knew that Telegram has hundreds of millions of users and it can be integrated into the ecosystem, and we saw the future. Now, can we say like this right now? I don't think so, because right now I do really understand that if I would be on Pavel Durov's place, I would be really thinking about something else except just a token inside the ecosystem.
yeah, yeah. So one person is asking, how does Phantom Wallet make money?
Well, it doesn't make money right now, guys. It's taking money from my pocket. But in the future, we're planning to make money. Well, first of all, it's going to make money from the exchange because we have internal exchange. We can change one crypto to another and convert BTC to Tether and backwards. Also, we'll be making money from credit card deposits. There's also a state of profit. And later on, we already has negotiations with one company, I can say name, with one of our fellows from CMT, by the way, that for issuing the credit cards. So we're planning in the end of the year issue our own phantom credit cards, just like Coinbase. And this is the place where we will be making money as well. Small subscription and the transaction fees.
Okay, very interesting, very interesting. Yeah, I mean, as an entrepreneur, when you're building something early on, it's not really about the money. It's more about building the right thing. Then once we have that product market fit, then you try to scale it up and make the money.
Yeah,
I'm
that's true.
kind of
It's not about the money now.
yeah. So I'm kind of back to being an entrepreneur, and now I'm building a product right for token metrics, and yeah, I'm just throwing money into that thing, and
And it's eating money like a cow, man.
and yeah, like it's but at the end of the day, right? I think that the vision is right, so I think it's gonna do well because the spreadsheet was a nice prototype. All right.
Yeah, that's true.
Any last questions for Root guys? If you do, please ask them in the comments below, and we'll ask them. Okay, somebody's asking about wrapped BTC. Okay, I'm not sure what it means by that for Binance.
Oh, so they're saying about the BTC, which is going to be pledged by real BTC, but will be issued on BEP on Binance chain. Good move. What should I say? Great
Okay.
move, actually.
Okay, and somebody's asking about stablecoins. I mean, we can't really advise you in terms of what's the best stablecoin out there, all right?
Is there
But
any?
I mean, but what I can say, right, for me personally, right, if I had to put my money into a stablecoin, I'm looking into doing some crypto lending, right, on Celsius and some other platforms,
Mhm,
and I'm gonna put in a I'll put my money in a stablecoin that's in the US, right, because I'm based in the US, right. So
mhm,
Gemini Dollar, because I use their exchange, right, as
mhm,
my fiat exit ramp, right,
mhm.
not on ramp, exit ramp, right, to,
Yeah.
to, to take money out of crypto, right? So since I use their exchange and their stablecoin is licensed in New York, which has one of the
Mhm,
highest regulations anywhere in America, right? So I feel more confident with them over any stablecoin, right? So
mhm.
that's what I would personally use, or I'm planning to use if I do put money in a stablecoin. Do you use stablecoins?
Well, just when I exit the market, I use Tether. Well, I can't use Gemini. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah,
just because I'm not allowed to use Gemini
yeah.
exchange. I'm not the
Tether.
citizen of the United States, but I'm using Tether, USDT, and I don't have too much trust in it. I just use it because I don't have any choice.
Well, nowadays there are so many stablecoins, right? But
Well,
maybe
they don't have volume, man. What should I do? I mean, when you're selling
yeah,
50,
true.
20
Gotta have
Bitcoins, they don't have volume.
yeah, you definitely gotta have value. Okay, people are asking our outlook on Bitcoin. I mean, we can't really give you a price prediction solo, right?
Do you remember how I made my price prediction in CMT? It was
No, I did.
earlier. Oh, it was earlier when it was 4,800, and I'm saying, yo, guys, it's bouncing, and it's going up, it's going up. Can we say price prediction here?
I mean, hey, if you want, but we can give individual financial advice. We're not investment advisors, but we
So,
can give
so,
our.
so, so what I think is going to grow. Yeah, we will have a small correction, but it's going to grow. I mean, anybody who know me, especially you remember Mike, uh, where we talked like a couple of months back, and he was saying, "Yo, I'm waiting for the dip," and I was saying, "Man, there will be no dip. It's going all the way up." He didn't listen, man. He didn't listen. He was waiting for the 3,000 dip, and now we talked a couple of days back. He was saying, "Man, why I didn't listen to you?" So it's not a financial advice, but it's going up.
Yeah, I mean, because in crypto, I've spoken to lots of YouTubers that are traders, right? Like I spoke with Tone Bays in Hong Kong, right? When Bitcoin was at 6,000, and he was saying it's going to dip to 3,000, and it went to 12,000, 13,000 before, and it hasn't really dipped at all, right? I've
Yep.
met lots of other traders, but I did speak to one professional trader who comes from like Goldman Sachs. He's saying he's personally bullish on Bitcoin. He thinks Bitcoin can go to 33,000. That's his prediction on mine, right? Not financial advice, guys. Right? Definitely consult your own investment advisor, right?
Yeah.
But I think the outlook in general, though, is hopeful and good, right? For Bitcoin, Ethereum, right? So I'm personally bullish. Right? I just wish I had more Bitcoin, right? If anything, I'm
Like
now getting
everybody.
more right? I'm not getting jaded and I'm getting pissed off really and tired with IEOs and private sales that I may just go all in on Bitcoin and Ethereum and just huddle that,
Oh,
right?
that's a good point. Good point. The
Yeah,
only
so
financial advice I can say is, guys, whoever is watching this, please remember, professional traders that make a lot of money on their predictions, financial statements, the professional traders of cryptocurrency, they don't have time to post it on social media. Traders don't have time to post it on social media. Just believe me. Traders are buried in their 16 screens and they're making shit tons of money. I'm sorry for my French, and they don't post it.
yeah, very true, right? Um, yeah, so probably explains why I'm not posting as much as well. But
Yeah.
yeah, so actually, what I have been looking more into is algorithmic trading, right? And also kind of yeah, basically just using my own software, right? Because I think software is big, right? So I've been
Mhm.
learning about that space and even bringing on people who have that experience on our team to help us with that, right? Because I mean, why bother with IEOs when you can just like I know people who are making 10x just
Mhm.
just trading with bots on Bitcoin, either manually or with bots, right? So
True.
why bother with the stupid IEOs changing terms on us when we, right? So that's kind of where my head has been at.
Well, this is the right point. This is something that you should consider and put your attention to it because it's right.
All right, all right. Yeah, somebody's saying about Zoran. Yeah, Zoran is a legend. He's a crypto investor or trader, I should say, who's been crushing it, right? Trading, but trading with some leverage, right, and
Mhm.
margin, which I think is deadly, right? Because every time I've done that, I mean, I've gotten wrecked, right? And I'm definitely not a trading expert, right? That's definitely not my strength, right? So I definitely would not recommend to beginners to use leverage trading or margin trading, if anything at
True
all.
story. True
Leave that
story.
to the
I've worked with the leverage. I traded with the leverage back in November. True story, story of my life. And you're looking at the person which is really good in trading. I'm really good in trading. Who knows me that know it? And I lost $370,000 on a short squeeze. So don't get fooled. It's a
wow.
dangerous game. $370,000 in overnight in a short squeeze.
What happened? So how much leverage were you on?
I was taught that I'm the smartest guy in here. Yep. Well, I was sure it's gonna drop, and it didn't. It just went up for a while, and just went to liquidation. When it went to liquidation, I lost $370,000 with a good leverage. I just woke up in the morning. There was the most terrifying morning in my life.
Yeah, I mean that's what's so crazy about it, right? Because so Ugo, right, our friend and business partner, right?
Yeah.
He one time he was trying to short Tron,
Well,
right? So he shorts it, then he goes to the bathroom, and by the time he came back, he was liquidated.
oh, oh,
Because I
this is
think,
wrecked.
all right, and he was looking at the charts, and he was like, "This is impossible," right?
Hmm.
He was like, I think Justin's son made some tweet or something, but he was
Hmm.
like, he thinks they were timing the tweet based on the
Hmm.
charts to get all the people that are trading it out, right? To get all people that were short on Tron out of it.
Hmm.
And he was like, "This is impossible. Like, you can't really short Tron because those people are just looking at the price, looking to screw people."
Well, there should be a regulations and limitations on the posts of Justin Sun in Twitter. I mean, whatever he say should be regulated. People he just can't announce if there is nothing to announce. I mean, there should be something. If something should be regulated first, the posts of Justin Sun, man.
No, I mean Justin is a friend of the show, so I want to say, Justin, I love you. Uh,
I mean, he's a great guy, but yeah.
yeah, so if you want to bring me to the Warren Buffett lunch, I'm down. Let me know. So speaking of that, right? If you had a lunch with Warren Buffett, what people in crypto would you bring? Besides me, of course.
Yeah, definitely is going to be you. Definitely. What I would do, I would bring Craig Wright so somebody can make us laugh. Yeah, I mean, it should be some fun, man. I would
Yeah.
bring, who would I bring? McAfee, definitely, because I think I need to drink with somebody, right? It's going to be you. And who else, man? There would be definitely Champion Zhao. I mean, he needs to
Okay.
tell his story. It's a
Easy.
great
Yeah.
story. Yeah, he needs to tell his story. It's a great story to write in the books. And I would bring some of my friends just to meet Warren Buffett, and so they can understand that there is no overnight success. There is no such thing. If there is such thing, that this is the way to lose everything after a year. I mean, I would like to take one of my friends and show it to them that earning money and becoming rich is a marathon. It's a long run. And this is the true definition of being rich in a long term.
Okay. All right. One last question before we wrap up. Somebody's asking, will U.S. citizens be able to use Phantom Wallet?
In some time, yeah, definitely, of course.
Okay. Yeah. So down the
The
line,
biggest
once.
market in crypto. So
Yeah.
we will go for it later on. Once we'll be strong enough, we'll go to United States market and try to compete with Coinbase.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. This was a great show. If you guys like the interview, give it a thumbs up and share with your community, your investor friends, people on Telegram, social media, everywhere. Spread the love, right? Tell them that Phantom Wallet is trying to bank the unbanked in the Middle East and North Africa, right? And
Thank you very much for inviting.
for anybody who's going to be in Uganda, actually tomorrow, no, this coming week, on the 3rd and the 4th of July, I'll be there for the African Blockchain Conference. So I'm flying back to my hometown, Kampala, Uganda, for the conference. I'll be there. Lots of big names are coming. Charles Hoskinson of Cardano is going to be a keynote speaker. They'll have the president of Uganda and the president of Sierra Leone. This is actually where CZ was a keynote speaker last year and where the whole Binance Uganda Fiat Gateway happened. Right, it happened from him meeting the president at the conference. Right, so maybe I can have that same magic rub off on me and do some big stuff in Uganda for blockchain and crypto. All right, with that being said, guys, thank you for watching the show. Thumbs up. Any last words, Arut?
Well, if you're still not into crypto space, please consider it until it's too late, because there will be a time when you will be just biting your nails and saying, why I didn't go in. This is the time. Go in, make your research, and always do your own research, by the way.
Yes, guys, always do your own research, right? People keep on telling me this, Ian, I'm so pissed off. I lost money on Sparkster because of you. I mean, but guys, I always tell you, don't follow me, right? Don't follow my opinions. When I invest, I'm investing for myself with my own money, right? I always tell you, do your own research, right? Don't just blindly follow anybody. I mean, so when I tell you do your own research and you blindly follow somebody, don't come back and blame me, right? Because that's crucial, right? And always only invest what you're willing to lose.
That's
People
true.
seem to forget that because I know people who bet their house on Sparkster, right? Which
Hmm.
has been a total.
I know people who just sold their car and put the money in crypto. It's okay, but I know people who took loans and put the money in crypto.
Oh, me too. I know somebody who got a business loan to invest in Sparkster, right?
This is
Actually, somebody in our network, right? And to
Oh,
me, that's insane, right? So when I see things like that, I mean, that's not my problem. I mean, because I
that's
told
true.
people only invest what you're willing to lose, right? And if you're getting a loan, that's a lot more than you're willing to lose,
Yeah,
right?
that's true. This is
I mean,
something that you
because
don't even have.
yeah, and I think the best way to understand it is if you're angry about a particular investment, about losing money in that, then it probably means you put in more than you were willing to lose,
True.
right? Because all these people who are getting hurt over losing lots of money in stocks, I mean, I put in a ton of money myself, right? 150 ether, right? It's down the drain, but guess what? I mean, that's what I was willing to lose at that point in time. Yes, it sucks, but hey, it is what it is, right? Anyway, don't want to hijack this video with Sparkster, but just wanted to address that because it was in the comments. But thank you so much, Arut. Spasiba, Druzia. All right. This was a great show. I'm glad to have you on. That
Thank
being
you very
said,
much for
guys,
inviting, man.
thank you for watching the show. This has just been a regular show, not financial advice, non-paid show. Just here with the good friends from Dubai talking crypto and how they're gonna bank the unbanked in the Middle East and North Africa. With that being said,
Okay.
we'll see you on the moon.
See you.